We are men. We are men who love ponies.
Yeah, what this guy said.
Okay, so I kind of showed this off at the BronyCon. I have a vinyl scratch and a rainbow dash here, though they're not the same size. Vinyl scratch has to be bigger.
Stay in place, Rainbow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's trying to okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're continuing on with Heartbreakers for the new episode of Friendship is Magic, and yeah, it's pretty weird how this is a Christmas episode even though it's October. Yeah. I guess this is kind of like a Christmas in July kind of thing. But it's not Christmas nor is it July. Well, it's coming in 2 months, I guess.
Yeah.
Not only that, so yeah, let's start with the story. So we finally get another Hearthwarming Eve episode. It begins with Applejack gonna be heading with Pinkie Pie's family to have
Applejack's family going to Pinkie Pie's rock farm.
Yeah, they're going to a rock farm, where, but first we see, Twilight and Spike having their shenanigans of how they celebrate Hearthwarming Eve, where they open presents before the day happens, which is actually kind of convenient in a way because my family kind of does the same thing. We celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, and we open presents at midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, my family does that too. We open presents at midnight.
Yeah, so pretty much we're not far off how Spike ends. So yeah, Spike opens his present and he finds a book. Yeah. Twilight.
You think after Secret of My Excess, Twilight would give him something other than a book?
Yes, other than a book. I don't know, it's Twilight. You're just gonna have to deal with it. So yeah, we get to see the Apple family again, be with the Pie family. And they're heading off in the train, talking about how they're gonna celebrate, Hearthwarming Eve. But before that, I think, I haven't noticed this at first, but some YouTuber who was reviewing the movie, I didn't notice
the episode.
I didn't know this at first, but they made a reference to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Home Alone.
Okay, now the first one, I actually saw that image on Twitter. We saw John Candy and Steve Martin
together, their pony forms. The guy says, what gave it away was the shower curtain cutie mark. I'm just yeah, well, he hasn't seen the movie.
I have yet to see it. Maybe next month I will, since it's considered a great Thanksgiving movie.
Or you can see it in Thanksgiving when it's actually November. It all depends.
I said next month.
Next month, yeah, because I have to show you that movie. The Home Alone reference is that Kevin McAllister, I think. McAllister's mother is in front of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Wait, can you show me that image?
Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right there. Sorry. It's right there. You see, it's pretty weird because I understand the Home Alone thing, but the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is considered a Thanksgiving movie, while Home Alone is considered a Christmas movie. Maybe it's because they thought that John Hughes was a very Christmassy kind of guy.
Whatever, but that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles joke on a Christmas day, epic fail.
Home Alone, epic success, but epic fail, but kind of stuff. So yeah, we also get this little bit of, I think, claymation of this. What happens is that they go into claymation form.
It's not claymation.
No?
It looks painted.
Painted or something. We get this little history of.
Of the Pie family.
Of the Pie family, which is strange since we already had a history kind of like this already. We saw in the first episode, I think, about the history of how Hearthwarming Eve came to be. But I guess for people who haven't seen the first Hearthwarming Eve, we get this explanation.
Oh yeah, the Hearthwarming Eve backstory. Yeah, we already knew that. So Why do they have to show it to us again?
For kids who don't know, so they pretty much have to hammer it in. Besides that point, before we continue on, I have to notice some things. First off, I kind of found like it very good that they did the references. Also, I think this is probably something by I thought at first when seeing the 5th season, I'm starting to notice that few people are having issues, you know, like looking at Apple Bloom with her cutie mark. Like, I don't know, I'm starting to, like, people, you know, it is kind of hard to get used to when you're looking at it because you're glad that they got their cutie marks, but like now it's kind of hard to know that they have cutie marks. You know,
well, I mean, I don't pay attention to other ponies' cutie marks.
Like, no, but like, we haven't seen them with cutie marks for over 4 to 5 seasons. Like
5 seasons.
5 seasons, and so now that they have it, it's kind of weird seeing it now. Like, it's a little weird, but like, you know, you do your best to not pay attention to it. Another thing about Apple Bloom, I think it's only for me, is that I think Michelle Kreber is starting to crack with her voice. Like, it's, you know, it's aging. It happens to people. Like, her Apple Bloom voice is no longer the same as it once was before. It's pretty much official now.
Well, like, I mean, come on, Claire Corlette's voice also changed. You know, as evidenced in last season's Flight to the Finish.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know how the writers are going to do that. Maybe they're going to grow a little bit in the years because, you know, when you're putting like a voice like that in somehow a little girl's voice, you want to make sure it's clear. Maybe in a way that you're going to see these characters like grow little bits of inches. Maybe they're going to be growing up, getting us, you know, going to middle school or something. It all depends if the show's willing to do that, because then it would kind of fit perfectly of what's going on. Though Madeline Peaser's Scootaloo is still pretty good, actually. I haven't noticed too much of a difference. Okay, continuing back, so we get the history. While we get the history, we're shown in these kind of cookie kind of ponies, which Pinkie Pie eats in the end, just because Pinkie Pie just wants to eat all the cookies. So yes, we go to like the Rock family farm, and we are introduced to Maud Pie. My gosh, I love her so much with her intentions. Like,
oh yeah, she's an awesome character.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is, but like I love this character ever since I saw her in season 4. Like I forget the name still of the voice actress who does her, but like recently, like as soon as like the episode ended, I literally tweeted to her saying
Ingrid something.
Ingrid, like I literally tweeted to her and just said, "You are awesome, and you will always be awesome as this character. Keep it up." Like, and she favorited like the comment because, you know, she was nice enough to favorite it.
Awesome.
Yeah, like because Maud Pie like is one of my favorite characters of the show. Like, here's the thing: people would think it's weird because this character is like so depressing. So I'm sorry, this is a My Little Pony review, not a Metal Gear one.
Wrong number.
So back on. Okay, so we're back. Maud Pie, like I said, she's one of my favorite characters, and you might think it's weird because why? Because she's really a depressing character. She has
not depressing. She just has a rather monotone voice.
Yes, I kind of feel like she pretty much had a performance like something out of the Matrix. Like she pretty much has that monotone kind of voice, like out of the the actresses from Matrix.
No, actually, I think of Daria more.
Daria? Okay, like what I like about her is like, even though it like, here's the thing, the reason why it works is because what she's doing is intentional, and that's why it works so well. Because what the character is doing is that she's trying to like be like a little depressed, but also has this monotone voice, as well as do kind of boring things like talk about rocks and stuff. The line, "They're all about rocks," just cracks me up in every way.
They're all about rocks.
Okay, continuing again, besides Maud Pie, we get to meet the other Pie family, like the father and the mother. I forget their name.
Let's see, I know the father's named Igneous Rock. I don't know the mother's name.
And then we get to introduce to Pinkie Pie's other sisters, which are,
I think,
Mag, no, not Mag.
Limestone?
Like, one of them is Limestone Pie,
and the other's Marble Pie.
And Marble, that's what it is.
Marble's the shy one.
Like, Marvel is like, here's the thing. I think I know why these characters are having their personalities like it, because people keep saying that Marble Pie is pretty much just a reskin of Fluttershy in a way. Like,
that's not too far off.
Like, here's the thing. I think, because I don't know who does the voice for these characters, but maybe what they're doing is that since Fluttershy is not in this episode, they're trying to have a kind of Fluttershy-esque character.
So like a poor man's Fluttershy.
A poor man's Fluttershy, but like Marble Pie, it's herself. Like, I think what it is because since it's Pinkie Pie's family, knowing that Pinkie Pie is voiced by Adria Lidman, she does Pinkie Pie and she does Fluttershy. So I'm guessing that it pretty much is those three characters and her sisters are pretty much the personalities of what she's played in the past to what she's played now, like these characters. I don't know if she's ever played a character that was really aggressive, because that's what Limestone Pie is. I don't know, but people keep saying maybe it's like she's kind of like Rainbow Dash in the show, but like obviously I don't see Rainbow Dash this aggressive. Like, I don't know.
Fluttershy can be aggressive. You remember Party of One?
Oh, yes. Like, yeah, but only when she's pushed to the limit, like when she's aggressive.
No, like, the animals just didn't want to be friends with her.
And she went overboard. Like, you're going to love me.
You're going to love me!
Like, I just, like, what's wrong with her? Like, she kind of, like, I don't know, like, her over angry performance reminds me of Jack Nicholson from The Shining. She just has this intention.
Here's Johnny.
Like, you know, she, like, if there was ever going to be, like, an anthology Halloween episode of Friendship is Magic, I think Fluttershy would be good as satirizing Jack Nicholson.
Parodying. Not satirizing.
Parodying.
Satire is when you use a comedy for criticism.
I keep forgetting, like, how the difference is. Like, the difference between satire and parody. But, like, parodying Jack Nicholson, she would be best for the part, I say.
Yeah, actually, a My Little Pony anthology Halloween episode would be pretty good. Like, you know, like the Gravity Falls episode, Little Gift Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, well, parody of Little Shop of Horrors. That the title, at least.
But still.
An anthology, like, I was thinking about, here's the thing, I've actually had this kind of fanfic of what it could be. Like, one anthology could be kind of a message for the short that was made by fans, the Cupcakes HD.
No.
Yes.
No.
What? No?
No.
Okay. Okay, like, I was thinking, like, maybe it could be a send up to, like, Cupcakes HD. I was thinking...
don't mention it!
Oh, I know. Oh. I don't know. Like, ever since I saw that, I've had weird problems with Pinkie Pie now. Like, I can't even hear the Smile song the same anymore.
Come on, every pony, smile, smile, smile.
Second one, I was thinking that it could be like a Fright Night parody, and we could bring like Flutterbat back into and having like some kind of like parody of Fright Night the movie. It could be like this really cool thing. I was thinking about it. And the third one could be like Rainbow Dash turning into like a Shadow Bolt or something. Like I was thinking like this, it's out of my head or something, I don't know. But what I'm just trying to do is like, what I'm thinking of, like when I think of this like little anthology that they could have, you know what would be really cool? If they got all horror writers to write every single anthology episode. Like I was thinking like Tim Burton can write one, Stephen King can write one, or Sam Raimi.
Or have someone who understands these horror tropes.
Yeah, but like, but wouldn't it be really cool if they actually got those people to write the episodes?
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, like R.L. Stine, like that would be really cool if R.L. Stine wrote an episode.
Although we could be talking about this more if we talked about the upcoming Halloween episode.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, we should wait for that.
So back on topic.
Okay, back on topic. Sorry, we're going like Halloween, October. Like, sorry about that. So back to the episode. We get to see the Pie family, and yeah, the first impression, not so well. Like, we kind of get, like, people, like, saying, okay, nice to meet you, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like, it's...
awkward first impressions.
Awkward first... and then we get to see, like, what they eat. They eat a kind of soup with rocks.
Rock soup.
Rock soup. Yeah, like, rock and roll soup. Like, yeah. And here's the thing: during that scene when they're serving the soup, don't you notice that Limestone Pie has this very kind of like really like intimidating face? Like, yeah, you're eating that soup, and you're gonna be punished for it.
Okay.
I don't know, like I don't know if you've seen that face, but like I've seen it. Like, just look at Limestone Pie when you watch that episode again, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah,
She scares me, like, you know? Like, and it's pretty weird. Like, I don't know how they managed to get these personalities out of these characters. I mean, the last time we saw them was the, you know, Cutie Mark Crusader Chronicles episode.
Cutie Mark Chronicles.
Yeah, and they weren't that before. I don't remember these characters, like, you know, being that way.
Well, I mean, they didn't think ahead of time. Like, you know, to establish personalities.
I mean, I can understand that eventually. I mean, they have said that we would see the Pie family eventually, but I guess they just didn't think too straight about this. To what is like with Limestone Pie for me, I mean, I don't think she's aggressive in a way like she would hit somebody, but she's kind of like has a temper problem. For one thing,
especially when people start touching her boulder.
Like, get off of my boulder! Like, you know, like, get off! Like, get off of my boulder! Like, okay, I'm off your boulder. Like, so yeah, we get these, like, and then, like...
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock!
It's a rock, it's a boulder, whatever. Like, so yeah, we get this progression, and Applejack is having this weird feeling like, you know, they kind of celebrate this differently, and they make toys out of rocks. Like, you know, everything is rock related in this episode.
Typical.
And so then we get it, and then they go do that special thing where they have to set up a flag on top of the boulder. So they split up into teams. Big Mac was with Marble Pie, and Apple Bloom is with Maud.
Granny Smith is with Pinkie's parents.
And I don't know where Limestone went.
Wait.
I don't know. She's not with Pinkie. She's Applejack with Pinkie. Typical. She doesn't want to be a team player. Like, so yeah, Pinkie Pie starts explaining how differently they celebrate the tradition of Heartswarming Eve with her family, and how different it's with Applejack. And while searching for, like, I don't think people notice, but while searching for that rock, somehow Granny Smith, Big Mac, and Apple Bloom get along with the other family in a strange kind of way. Like, they talk, like, Granny Smith explains how honor, like, very well, like, how very nice people they are. Like, you know, they tell about the history about their family. And also, I don't know what it is, but have you noticed when they were talking, do these people, like, blush a lot or something?
Oh.
Like, here's the, like, when Granny Smith says this nice thing, the family starts to blush. And then when Maud says to, like, Apple Bloom, we have a lot in common, like, she starts to blush. And then when Big Mac and Marble are starting to, like, look around, they just say words like, so, yup, yeah, yup.
A great ship teasing.
Like, yeah, and then they start to blush, both of them.
There's a chance that those two might be cousins.
Yeah, I understand, but here's the thing. It's a kid's show. I don't think the writers would go that far.
Family show.
Family show.
It's not just targeted towards kids.
Family. I mean, yeah, Discovery family show. Like, here's the thing. It's a family show. I don't think they would go that far. I mean, there are some cartoons that do go far in that way, but, like, I don't think this show will go that far.
That doesn't stop the shipping community.
Yes, that shipping, like, as soon as this episode after it aired, there's just a lot of fan work that just popped up in 2 minutes. Like, I literally saw, like, even t-shirts on Equestria Daily. If you go right now, you can see a bunch of t-shirts, and there's even this little animation where they're rubbing their noses with each other.
Oh, come on.
Like, I'm just like, oh, Rainbow Dash, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disturb you. Okay, like, I don't know what's wrong with this. I mean, this community sometimes gets shipping too fast.
No, just just shippers in general. They drive me crazy.
I mean, it's funny in a way, like, you know, these characters have something in common, or like, you know, if it lasts for like a few days, it makes sense, but like, if it's just one episode, it's just instant ship. There's already, Big Mac already has 3 ships already. There's Cherry Lee, there's Fluttershy, and there's now Marble Pie.
Yeah, you want to know how crazy shippers can get? Like, just before Star vs. the Forces of Evil came out, people already started shipping Star and Marco.
Which is weird.
I mean, just in an instant.
Like, just like like, I understand, like, maybe they would think because it's kind of obvious in a way, like a boy and girl being together, like, you know, in the show, it's pretty obvious they'll end up together. I've seen the show, like, it's kind of true in a way. Like, but we haven't gone that far yet, so yeah, back to friendship is magic. So yeah, so they get along, and so then Pinkie Pie finds the rock, which is just a piece of paper, which is just a rock. It's like, what? I thought we were looking for a stone, and Pinkie Pie just says, that would be stupid. Like, what? Like what? Okay, so this family tradition's so weird. So yeah, Applejack is pretty much just speaking to her family, saying that Pinkie Pie's family has just such a weird way to celebrate the holidays, and also we get this little suffering scene where Apple Bloom's being squished to her life by Big Mac, getting the top bunk. like ever since that episode, like Brotherhood Social, you'd think they'd be more connected and understand each other. Like, but no, he still squishes her. Like. So then what happens is that Applejack tries to fix up the tradition by trying to do something for them, and so when they wake up in the morning, and this one, I don't know what it is, but like, I don't find it weird in a way, but like, both Pinkie Pie and her sisters sleep in the same bed. Like, I mean, really? They don't have separate rooms or something?
Or separate beds.
Or separate beds, but like, I don't know, maybe this is something out of Home Alone, because there actually is a scene in Home Alone where all these characters and the families are sleeping with each other in the same bed. Maybe it's a reference to that, but like, some people may find this disturbing in a way, but no, because, I mean, there are a few times where if you're like in a crowded house, obviously, you know, you have to sleep with your family, you have no options. Yeah, I mean, I've been in that situation before.
It's kind of uncomfortable.
I mean, it's kind of uncomfortable in a way, like, but still, like, it's your family, you have to respect it. You know, just stacking these people, like, it's just,
yeah, Rainbow Dash just won't sit still.
Vinyl Scratch is always sitting still. Okay, we'll just leave her there. Just lying down, because you won't stand up. Okay. Going back, so yeah, Applejack pretty much, like, Pinkie Pie wakes up in the most very cutest way ever, like, pretty much just smiling as soon as, and making people fall out of the bed. Like, she even wakes up her family.
I would have her as my alarm clock.
Yeah, and then we wait, and then here's another one. I think that her mother and father don't like each other very much, for some reason, because they both sleep in a separate bed.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, because that's weird, because when you're married, you're kind of like, I don't get it.
Unless they chose to do it like that.
I don't know, that's how it is. So yeah, they wake up, and then they're surprised that that Applejack somehow redecorated in such the most nicest way ever. I mean, if they redecorated the whole place like that, it'd just be nice. And I'm surprised that Pinkie Pie has a negative reaction towards this.
Okay.
Like,
and of course, something's got to go wrong.
Yeah, Maud pretty much brings out one of her one-liners. You do realize that you just pretty much put decorations on some kind of...
on some fault line.
On some fault line.
And of course, the boulder we mentioned earlier, I'm just going to call it a rock, because SpongeBob says so.
Yeah.
It falls off.
It falls off and falls to the ground, and then, like, Limestone Pie probably said, like, I don't know what it is, but her scream just feels like she's laughing in the inside of how ridiculous this is. I don't know what the voice actress was thinking, because, like, that scream didn't felt real to me. Like, she just went like, no. I'm just like, are you sure she's not laughing in the inside? Because I would be laughing at this very silly moment. Like she says, like, no, like I don't know what's to be upset about this. And then there's a point where Pinkie Pie's just like, don't make me choose, like, you know. Like,
I immediately thought of the nostalgia critic.
Yeah.
Which one of us is more annoying?
Don't make me choose. Like, so yeah, pretty much then Applejack, you know, we get a cutaway and like Applejack pretty much says that we probably is better that they should leave. And even Limestone Pie feels the same way. But it's like pretty much she believes it's their fault, but Pinkie Pie believes it's pretty much her fault because she was the one who spoke to Applejack about this. It's just like, you know, they don't get along, you know. We start to notice that very quickly this episode is pretty much a standard formula for these kind of like two families meeting each other.
Yeah, that's part of what threw me off. I mean, I found this episode pretty by the numbers, you know. Family meet each other and try to get along but fail. Something happens that separates them, but of course they find a way to reconcile.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think there's another way this formula could be done. I mean, we've seen some Christmas specials or holiday specials that done this differently. It's probably because, like, knowing that they couldn't go too much ahead of themselves, knowing they had a Halloween episode next, so they pretty much just had to just write as much as they can, just pretty much by the numbers. I mean, people have been saying that we could have had more than what this episode could have gave us, but like...
I mean, I'm not going to judge this episode by how I wanted it to be, but, you know, as an episode, as what we're given, it's fine.
Like, the episode, yeah, it's fine. It's not, like, horrible. Obviously, it's not horrible, but, like, it's probably one of the episodes that probably people will remember because, in a way, I would like to see myself watching this episode every December. It's actually better than the first Hearthswarming Eve.
I prefer the Hearthswarming Eve episode.
Like, I don't know, it's just because for me, that episode, like, it was good in a way, but, like, I don't know, I didn't felt like it was very, like, you know, obviously these episodes is, like, Christmassy episodes. I didn't felt very Christmassy when I saw that episode. I felt like I was watching a play. Like pretty much.
That's what it was.
That's what the episode was. But like, when you're watching an episode, don't you want, like, obviously when you're watching a holiday special, don't you want the episode to represent that holiday, not just like, you know, be like this kind of like thing. I mean, obviously they were going in a different direction, but like this direction didn't work out for me for some reason. I don't consider it a bad episode at all. I just think it didn't impact me as I thought it could be. It didn't felt like a Christmas episode, but this episode in particular felt like a Christmas episode. It felt like a family Christmas episode in a way. And
oh well, to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. So yeah, for this, okay, going back, so yeah, Applejack and Pinkie Pie, also, once again, I don't know what they were thinking when they wrote that line in Tanks for the Memories. Applejack cries on the inside. It's so, we've seen her cry in the Make New Friends with Keep Discord, and now we see her cry a lot in this episode.
Wait, did she actually like shed tears?
Yes, shed tears, even kind of like cried a lot, even with Pinkie Pie, for one thing. Oh, that's another thing. From what I understand, they're trying to really push this relationship between Applejack and Pinkie Pie being like sisters or something.
Well, like relatives.
Like relatives.
That is, if they really are.
Because actually, there are even like Jinx moments. They have like two Jinx moments where they pretty much say the same thing. Applejack and Pinkie Pie pretty much just talk about what they could do. Like, they talk about what they could do in this episode. I like to see what's going to happen, and they eventually come to a compromise where they can try to help each other out, like, in a way. Well, before we find out that they leave, Granny Smith gives this little speech about how they celebrate their holidays, and Applejack receives a gift from Pinkie Pie, which pretty much just tell her to go back. And Pinkie Pie and her family are trying to get boulder or rock up the hill, which they can't do, and Marvel's and Maud is like, I'm helping too. Oh my gosh. Maud,
I love Maud.
Maud, you never get old. You are always the best person to like call for if we need a good laugh. Like they're trying to, like, it's pretty much pointless. So then the Apple family decides to help, and so Limestone Pie finally decides to have a heart and ask them for help.
Okay, that's actually pretty heartwarming.
Yeah, like, and then like they eventually,
and it ends with them trying to push the boulder back up.
Yeah, and also we get a little scene where they are like somehow like Limestone Pie makes cinnamon buns. And, you know, they all get along with each other, the family. And so then we also get this little scene where Pinkie Pie pretty much just knows that Big Mac and her sister want to be with each other. Like, I just was surprised that there was no mistletoe there. That would have just completed the cherry on top of that sundae.
Yeah, look, unless the apples and pies are related... are not related, don't do that ship teasing thing. It's just wrong.
I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't think the writers would go that far. They wouldn't go that far. I mean, we haven't really, actually, we don't even know if they're even related or not, because even though they're both farmers,
that's what I said. Unless they're not related.
Unless they're not related. I mean, we pretty much know that they're not related in Pinkie Apple Pie.
Actually, it was never really confirmed if they were.
Yeah, it was never confirmed.
Like,
but
there wasn't a true answer.
Yeah, but, and also it's kind of like, you know, I do actually like that the show actually kind of goes and talks about previous episodes to confirm with further episodes. That's what I like, that they actually know like what happened in the past to the present.
They're called continuity nods.
Like I like that about the show, that it's very helpful with the continuity. Like, you know, things. So yeah, we go back and there's like little ship tease like stuff, and that is the scene that launched 1,000 fanfics. Let's enter. Like, and then we get and then we finally get the final scene where Pinkie Pie and Applejack, you know, Applejack opens her present, which is a rock. Yeah.
I'm pretty much expecting that.
Yeah, it's a rock. So yeah, they pretty much just have, you know, the camera backs down. It's pretty much just a nice day at the family, and the end credits actually end with some Christmas music.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Heartbreakers. What did I think about it? Like I said before, I think this is an episode that I would see every December, because it definitely is a very good, nice episode. It also teaches the lessons that different families celebrate holidays very differently, and I really like how they did that so well. And even though that the story is a little bit like by the numbers, like, oh yeah, this episode, even though it's like by the numbers, I still find it a very good episode, because it's just like a very heartwarming in a way.
Yeah, like there's nothing really wrong with the episode. I just thought it was kind of standard, but it's all right.
I think the term is, it's you can take what you can get, at least.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like I said, I think this is like I'm still waiting for like another one I'm kind of waiting for is like, when are they ever gonna, they're probably, maybe, if it's possible, they're gonna do an anthology Christmas episode. That would be really interesting. Like, I would love to see that, like little stories of Christmas all leading up to one big climax. Like, they did that with Mickey Mouse, like Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas. Those were two, like, where they got the characters together to do separate stories.
Oh yeah, I remember the Christmas Every Day short.
Like Christmas Every Day. Like, if they could do that, like, I would really love to see that happen, because I can just imagine the possibilities, if it's possible. Yeah, so pretty much, wait, do you want to explain, like, for people who follow Feat.Crashjakfan1994, like, you probably notice he hasn't released most of his, like, episode reviews.
My written reviews. I'm kind of having a creator breakdown right now. Like, I found myself unable to write at this moment.
It happens. It's like a creator's block.
But maybe it's a sign that I should get back to my Metal Gear reviews.
Yeah.
I mean,
Metal Gear is pretty much his forte. I like Sly Cooper. He likes Metal Gear. I like I like Mario, he likes Ratchet and Clank.
Sure.
Yeah, so, that's pretty much our thoughts on Heartbreaker. See you next time on the Halloween episode, though I'll pretty much do that alone because I think he probably has something to say about that episode.
I don't know. We'll see.
I actually saw the episode sooner than I thought. I saw it leaked. Vinyl is best pony.
Fluttershy's best pony.
Why do you think that?
Quiet, you.
Oh, the fandom.
Jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
There was some, I guess another...
Like Woody and Buzz Lightyear. She is mine. She will always be mine. No one take her away. Roger Starr and Vinyl Scratch forever.
I don't want to be updated on Twitter. Oh, Tekken 7's coming to PS4.
You could do it. You can get that. Okay, so back to... We'll cut this out.
Oh.
Remind us to cut that out.
Yeah. Wait, aren't you going to do the editing?
Oh yeah, well, aren't you helping me out with the editing?